Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Today I am going to be talking about the results of my cardiopulmonary exercise test that I'll just be calling a CPET, and I will talk about the trends and sort of what it all could mean. I'm actually going to do a voiceover with the table of my results so we can all see the trends together. So let's do that now. Here is the trend of my CPETs. I did have one before my health really got bad. Sort of going line by line, even though they're not in a great order. So watts at anaerobic threshold has decreased dramatically within the past little over a year. And I guess I'm going to skip down to this METs at anaerobic threshold. To put this 2.5 in perspective, that is the same, or that is around the amount of work that is getting dressed or going for a slow walk, things like that. So everyday living can easily put me above my anaerobic threshold, and my peak MET is now around where my anaerobic threshold used to be, which is rather concerning. If we go to VO2 max, which normally people state in this milliliters per kilogram per minute, this has also decreased. It was a pretty significant decrease here, and then another significant decrease within the past little over a year. And of course, my anaerobic threshold has decreased as well. O2 pulse is a stand-in measure for how much oxygen is being used per heart rate. Obviously, since this is not an invasive test, it's not exact, but using this, we can still see that it is getting lower. It is holding steady, but this 8 here at max is 69% of what is expected, so that is not good. And then not on this chart is that the workload I reached, so this 100 watts, was 88% predicted, which I really think states how much I push myself when I exercise, because at a VO2 max of 19.4, which is 66% of predicted, and a anaerobic threshold of only 2.5 watts, you would not expect the workload to be at 88%. And yeah, my muscles were definitely burning, and I could not keep up with the speed I had to pedal. That is why I stopped. I was not at my cardiopulmonary limit. My heart and my lungs could have kept going, but my legs just couldn't go any further. And that has been the reason I stopped on all of the tests. None of them have been a true cardiopulmonary limit. They've been limited by my legs. My tidal volume, or the amount of air I move in and out at rest, has decreased pretty significantly, and likewise at peak. So everything has just really sort of gotten worse over time. Now, the decrease in O2 pulse could theoretically be due to a decrease in stroke volume, and we do know that my stroke volume at peak exercise did decrease from 94 to 80, and that 80 milliliters at peak exercise was less than my resting stroke volume the year prior, which was 84 or something like that. So it could be related to that, but we also know I have trouble with oxygen extraction. I do have all of this typed up in a nice little PDF that I send to doctors, so I'll be updating this to send and or give to the neuromuscular specialist that I see in April. So here is some research articles. So peak SVO2, which is the oxygen in your blood coming from the right heart cath. Here it is normal at 30, and here was mine at 52 and 42. Likewise, if we look at the systemic oxygen extraction ratio, with different disease states, you would expect it to be lower than a healthy population. So if we look at the lowest, which is pulmonary arterial hypertension, which was at 0.62, and then we look at mine, I am well below that as well. Just some more SVO2 with pulmonary arterial hypertension. Again, you would expect this to be less than a healthy population. They were at 23, and here's mine at 52 and 42. And then just sort of a comparison table as to how everything looked going by wattage. Interestingly, back in 2022, my oxygen extraction actually decreased at the start of exercise, which was very interesting. That had thankfully normalized in 2023, and by that I don't mean it was normal, I just mean that it increased like it was supposed to. I was using more oxygen when I was exercising instead of less oxygen like I was up here. I think this all points to something being wrong with my muscles and how it uses oxygen and energy, but I've not got a doctor to really look into that for me, hoping that is what happens at the appointment with neuromuscular coming up in about a month. So yeah, not exactly the greatest going on, but it definitely explains why I am more short of breath when I'm doing everyday things. It is because I am reaching my systemic anaerobic threshold, which is just completely wild to think about. I did email my cardiologist asking what she thought, so I will keep you guys up to date with that. I don't really have any appointments coming up until the neuromuscular appointment on April 2nd, so fingers crossed something comes of that. But that is going to be it for this one. I know it was a little long. I hope seeing the data was helpful. I know just talking is a lot. I don't understand when people just talk. I am very much a visual learner now. But yeah, that is going to be it. I am going to go and get ready for work, which I probably am above my anaerobic threshold for that too. I'll have to check my heart rate during work one of these days. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you are seeing this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.